right, hi everyone. Another week has gone by for the IPL, and it was another interesting one with some damn squib matches and some really interesting matches. And I think there's a bit of a pattern emerging right now. When I say pattern, it's we're getting to know that who is more at the top. Obviously, there's mostly a gap of just one win at the max 2 wins, but at least now we know after what has just happened today. And this is the first time we're doing a podcast even before a match is finished. And we've already declared who's won, because as we are doing this, Kings 11 have not lost a wicket and they have just 11 runs away from
CSK.
from
CSK has not lost a wicket.
Who did I say? CSK.
Kings 11.
Kings 11. Okay, Kings 11 lost everything. So Kings 11 is now consolidating their rock bottom spot, snatching it away from Chennai King. And I had picked Kings 11 today because, as a rule of thumb, I've been not picking Chennai. But as I said, if you listened to the podcast earlier, that today was my picks, I was not sure. It could have gone either way because SRH was playing very well till a certain point in time and then just completely went other way. And then right now, that's exactly one of the reasons I was saying that I just do not trust them. And I picked Kings 11 because I just feel they are just a better team than CSK. And that's fair enough. But at the end of the day, it just came back and bit me in the ass because that's the reason I don't trust them and that's the reason they're going to be rock bottom. And let's do a review of the entire week. And we're not going to go through the review by the matches. We're just going to talk about the teams, how the teams are doing, and what are we looking at after this week's end. So we can just look at the ladder and we can just move from there. Okay, ladder right now still showing CSK as last, but Kings 11 is last. So I'm going to quickly talk about a couple of teams, CSK and Kings 11. Then I'll give it to you for the next two teams, which will be Sunrisers and Rajasthan Royals. Now, Kings 11 are last. I don't think they deserve to be last because they're the worst team, but they definitely deserve to be last because they've shown no courage and they've not really risen to the occasion. And Anil Kumble, for the first time, he's hailing a franchise. I do not think he's the right man. That's what I said at the beginning. Maybe he'll become the right man after third or fourth time, but right now people don't have that much time. And right now, my point is that can you not get somebody better than Anil Kumble? And answer is definitely yes. It's the same way. I don't want to talk about what is happening in Manchester United, but the thing is like when people say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a bad coach, I don't think it's a bad coach. But I'm saying, can Manchester United get somebody better than that? Definitely, on hell they can. And I kept saying they should get Carlo Ancelotti, and nobody was even talking about Carlo Ancelotti. Now Carlo Ancelotti goes to fucking Everton, and now Everton is top of the world, and they've broken all the records of their history by winning like first 7 or 8 matches. Now they're top of the Premier League. They've beaten almost everybody. And I'm like, if this guy was at Manchester United, it would have been a different game. Now people are like, is this guy talking about football now suddenly? My point is, Anil Kumble should not be there in Rahul's first stint, and he was a changed man after the whole debacle that happened, which was blown out of proportion just because he was just talking trash about some girls or something, which is just everybody does that. It's not a big deal. Oh, feminists like, oh, it's a big deal. No, it's not a big deal, for fuck's sake, mate. So you don't hang somebody for talking shit because people talk shit. This is what humans do. Now, they deserve to be at this position, and I don't see sun rising for them. Sun rising. Okay, sun rising for them. I think they're going to consolidate the bottom spot. Of course, they're going to win a couple of matches if it's the other team is just complete wuss. And today's match showed that although Chennai is the worst team in the tournament for me, and definitely, but when somebody just, loosen the grips on their balls, they're going to take you all over. And I think today Dhoni's men were like, these guys, I think Kings 11 was the perfect team to beat. And this time they must be really happy that Kings 11 is there. I think their next match is not going to be very easy. We're going to talk about that. But I think this is my take on these two teams, unless you want to say something different particularly. But I would say you can take on the Sunrisers and the Rajasthan Royals, which are the next on the table, I believe.
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to add that Chennai did win today, but that doesn't mean that much changes for them. But just because Kings 11 is a team which is losing consistently, and if you see the match, if you have seen the match which just concluded, I think you can see that when Kings 11 Punjab are down, they're not able to pick themselves up. So, and that is the exact problem. That is not going to happen with each and every team in this tournament. So, okay. Next, Sunrisers Hyderabad, they lost today, and I had picked them to win, and my scores have really, I mean, the prediction scores have really gone down the drain after
Yeah, this is
today.
the third time you went against me and you lost, and then I also lost once. So yeah, it's but mine
Yeah.
is 13-5, but yours is like 10-8 now. No, what?
10-8,
Is it
yeah.
10-8? Oh yeah, 13-5, 10-8. Yeah, so fair enough.
10-8,
But
yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, but I actually the problem was that I forgot that this guy is injured, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and it really hurt them today, because if you have seen the match, the last over went for 20 runs. Before that, they had things under control. I mean, if they had restricted Mumbai under 200, I think they would have been able to score, because the pressure reduces a bit, and when the score crosses 200, then it becomes difficult. But I still feel they have good enough people. They have problems in batting. They don't have depth, as I keep saying again and again. But I think their bowling is pretty good, and once Bhuvaneshwar comes back, they can really excel. So yeah, that's about Sunrisers. Rajasthan Royals, they are at right now they are at fifth, but yeah, it'll be a tough job. I think Ben Stokes is coming back. That's what I heard during the
it
match.
doesn't really matter because
But
they'll have to
he'll
kick out somebody who's already playing
yeah
well. So that doesn't make a lot of sense. But he's an
yeah,
all-rounder,
but
so I think. Oh no, it's not. I mean, it will be Tom Curran, right? But the guy is coming
it'll
out of
be Tom
complete
Curran. Yeah.
layoff, and it's not just that. It's his father hasn't been keeping very well. So
Exactly,
it's
and
gonna be
he'll
very
have to
difficult.
be in the and he'll have to be in the quarantine. So I think by the time he's really available, they'll already would have played half
I think he's probably
of
already
their
there.
matches.
Nobody knows what is happening, and I think the quarantine, because this is Indian logic, so they'll give him 50% discount. So I think 7 days. That's it.
Okay, so yeah, anyway, so I just feel that it is getting tougher and tougher for Rajasthan Royals. We'll have to really watch what happens in the next week. But I really feel that the competition would be between Kolkata Knight Riders, Rajasthan Royals, and Sunrisers for the fourth spot in the table. So yeah, that's my
Who did you say?
assessment.
Sorry, I was distracted. Who did you say? Fourth spot who will be fighting?
KKR, Rajasthan Royals, and Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Okay.
They will be fighting for the fourth spot, in my opinion.
All right, fair enough. So I'll take it from there. So I think all I have to say about Rajasthan Royals for the first two matches, I think that was a bit of an aberration. That means it wasn't a fair reflection because freak matches they won. And I think right now, Steven Smith, I absolutely adore Steven Smith. I just think as a captain, I think he's not been as strong. So I think, but I definitely believe that Shane Warne has come there. So if he really showcases authority and actually tells them like, go ahead and actually show some fucking class, and they have a lot of class, and Ben Stokes coming in, it'll be useful as well. So it could be, but right now I'm looking at they will end up at sixth, which I had predicted, and not just because I had predicted, but it just doesn't look like they don't seem to be very really from a leadership point of view. I just feel like this bit of all over the place. And Sunriser, although they are sixth, but because of percentages, and they lost today. And even if for me Bhuvaneshwar Kumar does not come in, why I'm saying that, not because I don't care about Bhuvaneshwar, because I feel it might take longer. So even if he doesn't come in for next whatever time, I think they will still end up number fourth. And Kolkata Knight Riders will be the only challengers for them, and that depends a lot in the next couple of matches. We'll see. But I'm not counting out Sunrisers. Now I'm gonna take on Royal Challengers at number 2 and 3, and then Kolkata Knight Riders. I think Kolkata Knight Riders done fairly well, because there are a lot of chances. People thought they will do worse than they did. They did lose the last match, right? But fair enough. But I feel like they're the one who's going to be challenging for the fourth spot, and it's going to be against Sunrisers and not Rajasthan Royals. But I would really hope that Rajasthan Royals also rise to the occasion. That'll be very nice if three teams are competing. But it's Kings 11 Chennai. I feel they're still going to be at the rock bottom. And thanks to Kings 11, because when Chennai will again go last, they will eventually have another match with Kings 11, and then they'll come up again. So that's what Kings 11 is there for, just to make sure Chennai does not finish last. That is their whole modus operandi. That's their curriculum. That this is what you're here for. That's the purpose of your being in IPL. And the contracts clearly say, don't worry, Rahul, we will let you make runs. As long as you make runs, you will be Indian team. Let them go down. Eventually, we'll sack Kumble. We'll blame everything on Kumble. It's like start crying and say, this is what he did. Say he did the same thing to Virat Kohli. Bloody hell. This is what happens. So Royal Challengers RCB are number 3 spot by the virtue of net run rate. But frankly speaking, if you feel differently or you want to add something, you can. But I feel right now, if there's some team which is coming out as authentically strong, that's RCB. And they definitely going to lose matches because this is T20 and doesn't guarantee anything. But if you say, if there's one team in the top, in the all 8 teams, which is really coming out totally authentic and definitely going to win, that is RCB. On that, I'll definitely add that Mumbai is also looking very strong. But I feel if Mumbai and RCB were up against each other right now, RCB will just beat them point blank. That's what I feel. So that's my take on these two teams, Kolkata and Knight Riders and Royal Challenge Bangalore. And you have the top two teams here.
Yeah. So Kolkata Knight Riders, I feel that their young Indian players are doing really well. That's the reason why they have won those matches. The only problem I see is Dinesh Karthik's forms. He's not making any runs, and it will be a cause of concern because there are a lot of other people sitting on the bench who can actually replace him. But since he's the captain, it will be difficult to drop him. And they should push Morgan further up. And this showed in the last match. He came very late. So I just feel that these 2 points, that Dinesh Karthik needs to score and Morgan should come up before Dinesh Karthik, because Dinesh Karthik is coming ahead of Morgan, which currently I feel is not correct based on the form. And RCB, I think they're doing well, but I think only problem I see with them is their death bowling, which might improve once Chris Morris comes back. He may replace Usru Udana or the spinner Adam Zampa, depending upon the condition. He has been injured, so they have been taking easy on him. So they really need to improve the death bowling. Fielding was good in the last match. They dropped a couple of catches in earlier matches, but last match it was good. So feeling good about them. So the first 2 teams right now, Mumbai and Delhi. So Mumbai and Delhi, I think they are really good. Delhi, I feel they have. Once they are under pressure, they do some. They break somewhere, some places, but on the whole, I think they are really good. And all their Indian players are firing. Their bowling is also going well. So and they are playing RCB tomorrow, so we'll really see that how they stack up against the best team right now, one of the best team right now in the IPL. So that'll be a very interesting match tomorrow. And Mumbai, I think they're just on top right now. All their players are contributing. Even we were bitching about Krunal Pandya, and today I think he just came in, made very quick runs, and then he took wickets as well. So I think they are now gelling together very well, and this is how they do. They start slower, and then by the middle of the tournament they really kick in to the 5th gear. So I think Mumbai had a very good week. They lost to RCB, but still it was a very close match. And so that's my assessment for those 2 teams this week.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna go back a little bit and then come back to this thing. I think what Kolkata needs to do, and this is something I've always supported, that Sunil should still continue, because it's like if he comes number 8 or number 7 or number 9, it doesn't serve any purpose at all. But right now, I am actually now going to go and say, let's go for a different strategy. Let him come at that point in time, because what is happening is before either he was making runs or sometimes he will like hit a 6 and get out in 2 deliveries. That would still does not take a lot of things. It doesn't take away the momentum, because the guys made like 10 runs in like 3 deliveries. What is happening right now is making 3 runs in 10 deliveries, which is not helping the momentum. It's happening, and now he's just very low on confidence. It's not doing any good to him. And the bowlers who are bowling to him, they're getting the best bowlers to bowl to him, and they know exactly what to bowl, and he's just finding it really difficult. It will be fair to him. And now the fact that because we already have a problem of Owen Morgan, who is just getting wasted. So if DK is not performing, DK comes on the open, whosoever, just push everybody in and get Owen Morgan in as early as possible. And then, because they have a lot of batsmen, and Owen Morgan is actually very linchpin to their team, because when everybody's going down, Owen Morgan is still there to bat. Let him bat up the order. And I think whatever you do, put somebody else in the opening, put proper batsmen this time. Change of a strategy, I think it's going to work well for them. So that's my take on there. on them. And as I said already, the Mumbai Indians are definitely, I think you pretty much always say it correctly, that they always start slower because they're all fat and stupid. And then Krunal Pandya's brother takes them to like, okay, but let's exercise. And then he's like, so Rohit is like, no exercise. There's no yo-yo test here. So he's like, no, there is a ro-ro test. He's like, come on, keep running. So they makes everybody run a little bit. So it just kind of gets better because that's how they're very, very slow. And Delhi Capitals, I think outstandingly the best team on paper, and luckily at least they're not extremely underperforming. But when you see a champion team, they don't look like a champion. They look like that Indian team which was world number one when Dhoni was captaining, and world number 10 test team. But you just knew that it just happens to be world number one. Like for a certain time Belgium was world number one in soccer, in football. They're very good, but if push comes to shove, they're gonna get beaten by Germany, Netherlands, and all the France and best teams, right? So that's probably the case with Delhi Capitals. But I really like their coach. Obviously, the captain is very calm, but at the end of the day, it's going to be very difficult. But right now, I think there's still Mumbai Indians, Royal Challengers, Bangalore, and Delhi Capitals are definitely my top three, without doubt. If one of them misses out, I will be very, very surprised. Very, very surprisid.
Yeah.
So I think this is pretty much my take. And I think let's just talk about a couple of matches which are going to happen tomorrow and day after. And Chennai has obviously completed the first 10-wicket win in IPL. And again, I don't want to be somebody like, just because saying that I don't dislike Chennai. But I'm just trying to be fair that just because they have beaten Kings 11 and they've beaten them comprehensively, they've whooped them absolutely and whipped their asses. Let's just hold our horses and let's see how Chennai performs in the next game. And then let's talk about Chennai, that if this is sustainable. Congratulations to them. They totally deserved it, to be very fair. But let's wait for the next match, and then we'll talk about if Chennai is really back or this was just an aberration. This was just Kings 11 who were actually in IPL, according to me, just to get beaten by Chennai. So Chennai does not come last. That's a contract was signed by Rahul, so he will get a run in Indian team for the next 10 years. That's just my take on it. Weird things happen, man. Weird things happen. If you've seen Forrest Gump, then you've seen weird shit. So tomorrow is RCB versus Delhi Capitals. Jeez, why do people change their names? So Delhi versus RCB. See, I can see Delhi winning, but if I'm putting my money, I'm not putting my money on Delhi because I think RCB is right now showing the champion team. And where is the match? Dubai. Okay. So at least now teams are taking to bat. At least they're batting. They're showing some courage. Like, come out, let's go out and bat. Freaking hell, man. That fielding was getting annoying. And eventually they're like, okay, let's bat. Oh, today did not work out very well. So people are like, oh, batting may not be good. No, nobody had chased down 178 till today. And today they got smashed. So it was not batting. It was just horrible captaincy, not specifically when bowling. So putting my money on RCB because I think they just look like a champion team and they're definitely going to win. For the next match, it's MI versus RR. I really hope Steven Smith performs much better. His team performs much better. I'm not going to put my money on them. I'm going to put my money on Mumbai Indians.
Yeah. I think same for me. I'll bet on Royal Challengers Bangalore. I think it'll be a very good match, I feel, and the winner will be the team who will handle the pressure, because I think this will be a close match. I hope it'll be a close match. It will depend upon who bowls well, I think, because both the teams are very, very good batsmen. And RR against Mumbai, I also really want Rajasthan Royals to win because that is good for the tournament. But currently, I don't feel that RR has that spunk, whatever you call it, to beat Mumbai Indians.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, by the way, next time, just for the viewers and for you also, Bikram, if next match, whatever matches from now on in Sharjah, I'm not picking the team. I'm picking whosoever is gonna bat. I'm not even saying that's my team. I don't give a shit. Whatever. It could be Kings 11 also. It could be Chennai also. I don't care. Whosoever is batting first, whosoever decides. I don't care who decides and wins a toss. Who decides what? If you're batting first, then you're gonna win. That's simple as that. Because if you lose after batting first, then I'll take it. I'll take it on the chin because you're so stupid. As Sharjah, you should bat and put 250 on the board because today was looking like they will end up actually a very high score. Eventually they were pulled back, and then eventually later on Krunal Pandya just gave away too many runs to Krunal Pandya. But to credit to him, he had just come out and he was middling everything. So fair enough. to Kunal, no matter how the bowling was. But when the batsman comes in, you should have been just trying to nail to the Yorkers and everything. But obviously they were not getting it right. But fair enough. So that's our prediction, and I think the table is looking very good. So officially right now Chennai has moved up to fifth or sixth. Sorry, sixth. So Chennai has moved up to sixth on averages because this was a big win. So they've gone above Sunrisers Hyderabad. But obviously Sunrisers Hyderabad is a much better team than Chennai at this stage. But we'll find out in the next week. Let's see, because it can be a lot of topsy-turvy. Chennai winning a couple more matches and suddenly they're like, oh, we're in the top now. We are so awesome. Anything is possible, because Rajasthan Royals was top at certain point, and now he's calling them like maybe they'll finish last or something. But they can't finish last. Kings 11 is already there on the contract. So have you missed anything?
No, nothing else, I think.
All right, so if you want to have you send your predictions also, please send in your prediction and send us your final sheet also, that what's going to happen. We're going to do after a few matches. I think total of 56 matches. Is that correct?
I'm not sure.
In total? Maybe. I think in total there will, because everybody's playing everybody twice, right? So 14 into, and then you do 8. 14 to that's 56. I don't know how that works out, so I'm not, off my head, I'm not able to figure out. 28. Yeah, it's just 40. It's just supposed to be 4, because then it again gets divided by 2, right? So 56 matches. So there are a lot of matches to go. A lot of shit can happen. Because in 14 matches,
anything can happen.
14 matches, anything can happen. Today was, which number match was today? This is 17th, 18th. So today only 18 matches have happened. So there are a lot of matches. 18th, 18th,
there are
17th,
a lot of matches.
and 18th. Why is it going backward? Oh yeah, it is 18 matches, so a lot of matches to go. So 18, if you say 56, so only one third have taken place then. So a lot of stuff is going to happen. I think at midpoint we'll also, once the 56, what is half? 28, yeah. So 28, once 28 matches are there, we'll see where people are and how things change from there. But I think once people consolidate a certain point, it will be very difficult later on. So on that note, take care. If you liked what you saw, then you like and subscribe, and there's a button also there.
We have
bell button.
And we have audio only links as well, so that if you just like to hear us and not see our faces, then the links will be in the description, and you can follow us there as well, like in a proper podcast app like Spotify. So that is also there.
All right. On that note, yes, we are on Spotify as well. Take care, YouTubers, Spotify. Have a good weekend. Today is Sunday. Probably watching on Monday. Take care. Bye bye. Have a good week. Take care.
Bye bye.